This week, Council receives progress reports from several of the town department heads and makes plans for the future of the town's training center now that the first class of LPNs has finished their training. Kicking it off with council reports, we get some back and forth between a few councillors over joint work with the Physician Recruitment and Retention Program, which on September 20th will be delivering informational packages, including a newly produced highlight reel of Neepawa's many attractions, to the annual resident retreat for first and second year resident doctors. Efforts like these have helped Neepawa become more successful than many surrounding towns and regions at attracting new doctors to stay in the community. As well, the town held their first Healthcare Worker Appreciation Barbecue, which aimed to celebrate workers at all levels and in all healthcare fields, and was well attended by both healthcare workers and the general public. Councillor Nadeau reported on the recent Library Advisory Committee meeting, which is proposing to work with the town to make their street frontage area more inviting to visitors. And Councillor Kosenchuk updated Council on the latest information from Home Assistance Neepawa District, or HAND, including promoting the Rent Assistance Program from the province of Manitoba, which she says does not seem to be as well known as it should be, especially among seniors. HAND will be holding a fundraising pancake brunch on September the
8th. Deputy Mayor Parrott.
So last week we had a recruitment and retention meeting at the clinic, and the big highlight there is Dr. Elishe is now operational, and he's doing coverage so that other doctors can also go on holidays. And we will be taking the residency doctors quadding as a thank you for choosing Neepawa. And I'll let you do all the other things that go along with.
August 19th, we had the opportunity to meet all 5 of our resident doctors, and there was gift bags put together. It was a fabulous meeting with them to get some feedback and stuff. We did a healthcare worker appreciation barbecue, and I kind of did a little bit behind the scenes beforehand, just getting the hospital and care home and getting numbers for meals and stuff. Just of note for everybody, this was an important barbecue for us. It was our first go at showing appreciation to all of our healthcare workers, which included doctors, nurses, eye doctors, dentists. It included all of the staff in the facilities, all the way down to maintenance. We wanted to really just make sure everybody was included in this. So we delivered 195 meals to our healthcare workers on August 28th from the barbecue. And then we had 77 workers that came down that we knew of that attended the barbecue. And then the rest was the general public that came down for that. We do want to thank Justin Chakowski and the Neepawa Handyman for delivering the meals, and to the co-op staff for cooking for nearly 5 hours straight. Wanted to also give a little special shout out to Gary Ford on this one, because Gary jumped in and put on the Blackstone so that we could get everybody fed in good time, and to the town staff for all the effort that was put into that day.
Also High Life. And
yes,
Safeway.
High Life and Co-op and Safeway, who all donated towards this. So on September 20th in Brandon, there is a resident retreat for first and second year resident doctors in Manitoba, and Prairie Mountain Health does get to host that retreat this year. So we have a table, Marilyn and our mayor, Brian Headley, will be there, along with 2 staff from the Beautiful Plains Community Medical Clinic. And we have put together, we've got a committee that technically, I don't know that we've got the technical name yet, so I won't say that yet. But we've put together, and we are ensuring to do everything we can to attract doctors to Neepawa. The committee has put together what council saw tonight for a video. It is a recruitment retention video, just trying to sell Neepawa to these doctors and show them everything that we've got to offer. And we feel that we really touched on a lot of the stuff in the video. The doctors will get USB drives with that video on it, and then there'll be links to the websites, the clinic websites, the chooseneepawa.ca website, which has the medical recruitment information on there. And we're putting together pamphlets with it, and it is just us really making that effort to show what we have to offer here. So
We had a local advisory committee library meeting, and there's a lot going on in September. Here's just a sheet that kind of shows everything, from escape rooms to Dungeons and Dragons. Libraries are way beyond what we're used to seeing. And to give you an example, some of the things our local library is purchasing in order to lend to patrons and anyone that has a Neepawa library card, we're looking at purchasing some DVD players. Some residents are requesting that they no longer have one that works, so that they can use that when they take out a DVD. So they could loan that. A CD player. We're seeing a lot of people, now that computers don't come anymore with these devices, we're seeing a need for things like that. So that's really neat. So our committee's gone home on beautifying the library, right in front of the library also. And one thing we notice is our boulevard, ever since the street was redone, the grass isn't taking. But we have a plan to solve that. And we'd like to see more in front of the library to make it more user-friendly. And we had a lot of good discussions. We kind of looked at it. So Denis, they're going to be contacting you just to kind of get your input, to get some suggestions on how to use that space and make it more friendly and welcoming for our citizens.
I have a coordinator's report from hand for the month of July. Lifeline had 3 new installs. The community meal program, they've gained a few new clients. George and Vicky took some well-deserved vacation. The relief was great. Thank you very much for the people that came in to do that for the meals. Meals on Wheels, we've gained quite a few new clients and new volunteers in July, thanks to Marsha Ford, who is now the volunteer coordinator for Neepawa. And so it's very important to get the volunteers out to help with that Meals on Wheels. The exercise and walking group at the Elks Manor, due to a lot of heat and smoke, they weren't able to do a lot of the exercise programs, but they are going to kind of kick back in the fall here and have their regular exercise program. The Manitoba Rent Assist, it's a program for anyone over 18 that's paying rent each month. It doesn't seem to be a well-known program, so Michelle has been promoting it to the seniors to help out with their monthly living expenses. Over the last 6 months, she's had a lot of requests for assistance with providing application forms, helping with the documents that are required. She wanted to note that a lot of seniors are living solely on CPP and old age pension. Their income most often qualifies them for the assistance. And she's seen a huge uptick in this program. So she wanted everyone to know that it is available, that you would just go to see her and she can help you with getting the forms and applying. And we're having a pancake brunch fundraiser. It's a pancake brunch that we're having. It's a little bit different this year. It's September the 8th from 10:30 in the morning till 12:30. It's in the dining room of the Yellowhead Manor.
Another week, another update on the streets from Manager of Operations Denise Kay. The progress this time around has been very visible, as Mill Street has now been dug out, including where it's adjacent to Mountain Avenue. Drainage work is complete, and they are currently waiting for the contractor to complete the street work. The recent rainy weather has put the Hamilton Street project substantially behind schedule, but work still continues on the site, which is around the new hospital.
So a few obvious ones is that work has begun on Mill Street. Staff had completed the drainage works and we were waiting on our contractor to come in to do the street works. So they've shown up, ripped everything up, and now they're starting the backfill process. And then we'll try to keep some updates in some social media once we know for sure when concrete work or pavement is going to happen. We'll see some more interruptions, but we'll try to keep the public advised on that. Hamilton Street project in front of the hospitals coming along. Unfortunately, we're substantially behind schedule now just due to all the rain we've encountered. Seems whenever we start to get a break, it rains again. So, but they're still picking away and they're still working. North-south portion of that road on the west side of the new hospital, same thing. They've made some good progress. That one's advancing nicely. Town staff started the 2nd Avenue water renewal today, so for that one we just started stripping the street. Then we'll start the excavation work tomorrow, and ongoing this week. Hopefully weather doesn't impede too much of the progress there. For residents that are concerned about sidewalks, we still have more sidewalk work that's going to be scheduled in. Our contractor just has to take a break and do some other private work. So we'll see if we can get him back and getting some more action there. Town staff, we're working on Isabel Street, so I believe they got all the boulevards there, grass seeded, just to kind of hold that boulevard in so we don't see any erosion along the back of the curb. So again, those lots are all looking good and taking shape nicely there. General upkeep around the community has just been ongoing, so branches down, stuff like that, sewer cleaning, all the routine day-to-day stuff is still occurring as it's needed.
Director of Recreation, Cassandra Noonan-Robinson, brings her summer statistics to council this week now that programs have wrapped up and the public pool is closed for the season. Over 800 students took swimming lessons this summer, and the day camp was fully booked for its entire summer run. Moving into fall, they have a new grant from Healthy Together Now for a project called Gathering Our Roots, which focuses on some traditional Indigenous activities, and plans are well underway for the week of Halloween, including partnerships with several local businesses and organizations. Noonan Robinson also reported that they are testing materials for some repairs to the Storybook Trail to find something that will stand up to the elements a little better.
Okay, so last day of operation for the pool was August 31st, where we had New Wave, Rotary, and Kiwanis sponsor half the public swim, so from 1 to 2. It was free entry, and it was a great way to end the season doing it like that, so that was awesome. This season we had 601 kids go through public swimming lessons, 215 go through private swimming lessons, for a total of 816 kids that took swimming lessons at Neepawa swimming pool this summer. Day camp ended August 22nd. Our staff also got along very well, and it was a great season. They had 20 kids every day for all 8 weeks, so we were completely booked up the whole summer. And a lot of great comments for that as well. Our campground managers end their contract next week. The campground continues to September 31st. We have around 900 bookings this summer as of right now. That's including long-term and short-term stays. It could change within the next month, but that's pretty good, I'd say. And then we've launched a new program thanks to Healthy Together Now. So we got a grant for a program called Gathering Our Roots, which is a variety of traditional activities like drumming, beading, and more. Registration opened this afternoon, and we already have 6 people signed up for each session. So I'd say it's definitely a want in the community. So we recently went to Rocky Mountain National Park, Bergen Rodeo, and went to Rivers for a fishing trip where the Wildlife Federation there actually partnered with us and took them on the pontoon boat for fishing. So
Did you guys get any fish?
yeah, we caught 3 fish. It was a fun afternoon though. Everyone was really happy. And then upcoming, we have September 12th, which is the dance, and then September 23rd, which is an autumn sign making class, and then September 17th is the grocery trip. We're working on fixing our Storybook Trail signs, so we're going to try and test a few different types of materials to see if they also change color with the lighting, but we're going to fix those and get them up as soon as possible. And then last month, we did a food initiative with the Calvary Chapel volunteers, where we made around 75 portions of pre-cooked freezer meals for the food bank. You'll notice a new fence in the pickleball course area. This is thanks to the Neepawa Pickleball Association getting a grant and working with us to help build fences to prevent hazards from interfering from the pickleballers, so like balls moving from court to court. We'll also be hosting multiple events the week of Halloween again this year, so we'll have the costume parade, and we're going to work with a few of our local organizations to do a few different activities. We're getting a lot of local organizations reaching out and wanting to partner, and I want to embrace that, so this Halloween we'll be hopefully partnering with a lot of different organizations. We have a Home Alone course coming up November 5th, and then a Babysitter's course November 28th.
Economic Development Officer Marilyn Crew also visited Council this week with information on 2 upcoming projects. The first is a new project called Pathway to Owning Your Own Home, a free event that helps people take the first steps towards their first home. It is particularly aimed at home buyers who will be purchasing lots in the new Project 320 Phase 1 development, and doing new builds. The event will take place on October 4th, and interested parties are encouraged to pre-register. The second is the 10th anniversary of the What's the Big Idea entrepreneurship event, which will be taking place on October 14th in the Legion Hall. She also updates council on the status of the training center and progress on the partnership with Brandon Economic Development for the provincial nominee program.
So in light of the Project 320 and the phase 1 with the housing coming online sooner rather than later, I'm going to offer an event called Pathway to Owning Your Own Home. So this will be a free event and will provide information for people who are learning about buying their own home. So we're going to talk about financial literacy, working with a bank or credit union around financing a home, working with the town and the planning office, working with a realtor, working with a lawyer, all of those basic things. So it's going to be a full day informational event on October 4th. You will soon see marketing with a QR code for registration. So if you would like to attend the event, I'm just going to ask for pre-registration so that I have an idea of how many people will be there so that I can feed them all. But anyone who has any questions about the event or any other things that I talk about today, they can give me a call at the office. I'm starting to plan the 2025 What's the Big Idea event. I'm happy to say this is the 10th anniversary of this event. Over 60,000 in cash and prizes. If anyone is interested in pitching their business at this event, you could just give me a call here at the office. It will be held on, did I say that? October 16th at the Legion. The training center. So the LPN program is now wrapped up. That lease is finished. They will come back again, do another LPN program starting January of 2027. So we're working to secure programs to be in the training center during that interim time. We've met with ACC on a couple of program options, and we'll keep you posted on that. However, the challenge with the training center right now would be furnishings. So the LPN program came complete with desks and chairs and the office furniture for the teachers, everything. And so now I am sourcing out grants to help equip with desks and chairs and instructor tables to make sure that we can provide program space for whoever comes in there, regardless of whether they bring their own equipment or not. The Children's Business Fair was held on October 14th in partnership with Arts Forward's Farmers Market. There were 17 businesses this year, and they made $20,019 in 3 hours of operation. So it's a really great event and a really good opportunity for kids to see what it's like to, run their own little business. I have been doing some website updates at chooseneepawa.ca. I've updated a little bit of information around housing there. Medical recruitment, including the video, will be added under the medical recruitment page, and also the lots that are for sale on the Isabel Street extension are now listed for sale on the website. The provincial nominee program partnership that we entered into with Brandon Economic Development, I've submitted the resolution so they know that we're engaged as a partner, and we're now waiting for a meeting with the province. Boisvane and Verdun are also partnering with Brandon, so they're waiting until all the paperwork is done, and we'll meet with the province all at the same time rather than doing repeat meetings. So I expect to hear about that soon.
With the first intake of LPN students finishing their course, the town's training center is currently vacant as the town seeks its next opportunity. There will be a new intake for the LPN program in January of 2027, so there's just over 1 year of availability in the center. The town is currently working with Assiniboine College to bring in a 1-year medical administration certificate program, which would run from January to December of 2026. Because this will use only a portion of the available space, they will also continue to pursue other short duration programs during that time.
So as mentioned before by EDO crew, work is being done more recently to figure out what we're going to host at the training center in between licensed practical nursing sessions. Because when we built the facility, I think we all agreed at the table here, we would try and make sure we had tenants. So work has been done with the Assiniboine Community College in this regard. The window that fits best over there is a one-year certificate program, which would be for the delivery of medical administration. So that program will basically run from January through to December 11th, I think it is. It's a 10-month program with the summer off. They will be using basically only one classroom. So as mentioned, work will be underway to make sure we furnish the space, to make sure that we get a lease in place for the space. We will not be getting the same lease as we did when we ran the facility at full capacity. It's not quite, it's better than half because they still use all the ancillary space as well. But work will also continue, in addition to medical administration, to see what we actually put in there in the short term for even short stints of courses that could fit in the classroom. So, there's lots of things in the queue we are researching, whether it be paramedics or otherwise, but those need longer windows of delivery than what we're able to offer. So there is a resolution here, if you'll support it, allowing the mayor and I, when the lease document comes forward, to prepare to sign the lease. Should they be able to run the course at $3,500 a month lease to ACC for medical administration.
Okay, any questions on that? Be it resolved that the town of Neepawa approve entering into a lease with the Assiniboine Community College to host a medical administration certificate program at the Neepawa training facility in 2026 at a rate of $3,500 per month, to be further resolved that the mayor and CAO will be given authority to conclude the terms of the agreement. Moved by Deputy Mayor Parrott, seconded by Councillor Sisley. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Maybe just add, Brian. I think it's important to know for anybody who might be watching at home or if the discussion starts to happen around the community, there will be an information session night we're hoping to host in September, like we've done for the other courses for LPN or otherwise, to get people interested in the buzz, get out there. Our window of opportunity to fill these seats, hopefully 25, is roughly a 3-month period. So if there's anybody interested at all, contact the office in advance or pay attention for when the posters actually start going out and we establish, I don't think we established a date, did we, Marilyn?
No, we're waiting for them.
Yeah, so anyway, keep tuned. There will be a course in Neepawa that we also understand it was been vetted through the Shared Health and through the Prairie Mountain Health Authority, and they believe these individuals will be very keen and employable once they're done. So.
And finally, the town is seeking to open up a conversation with the province about developing service roads on the Commercial Highway Business District along Highway 16 west of 5th Avenue. This is part of the 2004 Functional Design Study, and so the proposal at that time may not entirely meet the needs of 2025's traffic patterns in that area, but the town needs to enter into that conversation with the province so that they can proceed with appropriate work in that area.
So this is a resolution based on some discussions Denise and I more recently had with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. This goes back to being based on a 2004 functional design study that was done for PTH 16 through Neepawa. In that particular design, all those many 21 years ago, they identified the fact that around the core section of the Commercial Highway District that you would find if you more pointedly go out to look at where Dairy Queen extends to the corner of the lights for PTH 5 and 16 on the north side of the highway, and then on the south side of the highway, basically running from the gas of the Esso and Tim Hortons all the way down, to the end of the business district, and that's the co-op. So what we're requesting now is based on everything that's going on with Project 320, with everything that's going on with the development down Dominion Road, with everything that's happening in the CN area, we're looking at the fact that when we did our traffic impact study for Project 320, there may be traffic changes imposed on PTH 16 or 5 or both, and without knowing what the 2004 functional design would do to that traffic and the alterations that might occur because of those things. If they were in place, what would that mean to what they might propose to be changed now because of current development? We don't know those answers. So in discussions with the department, we talked about putting in a resolution to the government to have them step up the game, create the service roads around that particular commercial highway business district there, and prove that those changes maybe will either reduce the impact on the other sections of the highway, or in the end actually cause a greater safe neighborhood at large out there. So basically this is what the resolution is asking for the province to proceed. What isn't in the resolution is the fact that, as you all know, when Rutledge Road was there and it's now moved further north and it's actually changed to Stonehouse Street, we actually did probably 2/3 or 3/4 of the North Service Road, and it's to a paved standard right now. So as much as the province was going to pay for those in stage 1 and 2 of the 2004 functional, we've already gone forward and paid for and completed a good chunk of that already on our own due course, just to make sure that we can adapt and grow with the community. So they would only be on the hook for finishing up that project at this point, and we're hoping at least we can spark some discussion.
Okay, any questions? Resolution reads, whereas in 2004, the province of Manitoba endorsed a long-range plan known as PTH 16, Neepawa Functional Design for the upgrading of PTH 16 through the town of Neepawa to ensure minimal conflict between land development and highway traffic. And whereas the expansion and development of residential, institutional, and commercial properties in Neepawa have significantly increased the demand on the highway system relative to both local and commuter traffic. And whereas Neepawa continues to grow and develop with several new planned initiatives unfolding on both the east and west side of Neepawa. And whereas the town has proceeded with a traffic impact study for a 58-acre residential development to the northwest PTH 16 and 5 intersection, the draft recommendations of which contemplate changes to the highway system, which may include the requirement to construct a north-south service road to reduce highway access conflicts, provide enhanced connectivity, and ensure public safety. And whereas actions by the province to upgrade PTH 16 through Neepawa, as per the 2004 functional design, have been extremely limited and poses an increased risk, especially where PTH 5 traffic is superimposed, leading to increasing conflict between local circulation and highway through traffic. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Neepawa hereby request the Department of Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure to actively proceed with the first 2 stages of the functional design related to the construction of the north-south service roads around the commercial business district from PTH 5 to 5th Avenue, and be further resolved that if any further highway improvements identified for this area of Neepawa as part of the most recent traffic study incorporate a commitment by the province of Manitoba to facilitate the construction of PTH 16 service roads and around the commercial business district as a critical step in modernization of the highway system and the precursor to understanding the score of improvements that will be necessary to address traffic that is outpacing the design of the transportation network through Neepawa. Okay, that was a long read. Moved by Councillor Gerard, seconded by Councillor Clark. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also covered were the street closure approval for the 2025 Parade of Lights, the installation of a community mailbox at West Park Place, and the regular financial reports. You can view end-to-end coverage of the council meeting elsewhere in the NETV schedule or on our YouTube channel. If you have any comments or questions about these items or other topics related to the municipal government, please contact us at 204-476-2639 or by email at nectvnews@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.